Hey guys, Tim Cast here, and today we're going to learn a little bit about what hacking really is, or at least what it tends to be. So first, I'm going to tell you the greatest hacking story that I have ever witnessed. So, a few years ago, I was doing work with a company that was aware they were going to have some kind of hacker problem, that someone was going to try and breach their system, and they were trying to figure out what do they do. We started getting these phishing attempts, and if you don't know what phishing is, basically they're emails that try to get you to put in your login information through some kind of misdirection. These were pretty good emails. I got an email from the founder of the company saying, hey, check out this link, looks like we've got an emergency happening. But it wasn't perfect, and it was very easy for me to tell that this was a phishing attempt. So I forward the email to the Chief Technology Officer and say, hey, here it is, here are the attacks, they're coming in. And so the Chief Technology Officer, went around and told people, hey, if you see these emails, don't click them. They're phishing attempts, someone's trying to break into our system. But, of course that wouldn't work. Around 20 plus employees clicked the links and gave their login credentials to the hackers. That simple. We were aware of the attack and we knew it was coming. So even though the credentials were given up, we were very easily able to secure the system and thwart the actual breach. Now here's where it gets awesome. We didn't know if the attacks were going to continue, but sure enough, I get another email and it has to be the worst phishing attempt I have ever seen. This email comes in from a generic company I've never heard of. You can't even Google search this company. It was just some random name they threw together, telling you to click their link and log into your Google account, which makes no sense at all. And so I see it and I laugh. I'm like, are they really this dumb? They think this pathetic attempt is going to get anybody? I forward that email to the Chief Technology Officer, who tells me everything's fine, nobody clicked it, this was the worst attempt we'd ever seen. But here's where it gets good. Because about a half an hour later, I get an email from the Chief Technology Officer saying that email that we've all been getting, sure enough, people did click it, everybody, they've got access, we're gonna have to do a lockdown again, go into your Google account settings, change your passwords, and there was the link. And that was it. That email was absolutely perfect. It looked perfect in every way. But it was the final phishing attempt. And sure enough, they got dozens of people to give up their credentials. They got in, they caused some damage. Not too much though. We were able to fix all the problems before they were able to go too crazy with it. But I gotta give it up because they got me. I mean, they didn't get my password. They didn't phish me. But I was really impressed with how they used the really bad email to convince everybody that the CTO was like, oh, here we go again, we got hacked. So it's not really the greatest hack ever done or anything like that. I was just really impressed with their use of misdirection. But this brings me to the larger point that I want to talk to you guys about and finish off this video with. Hacking isn't really some crazy person entering crazy ass code into a computer and then breaking into your system without, through all your security measures. It typically tends to be someone tricking another person into giving up their details. One of the craziest hacks that we've seen over the past several years has been the HB Gary hack, where Anonymous social engineered someone via email to give up the password to the server, got access, and that's how they were able to breach and publish all of these emails. There was no real sophisticated code to do anything. So I just saw a blog recently from Errata Security, which has a few really interesting points. First being that most hacks tend to be a phishing attempt or some kind of social engineering. That means tricking somebody into doing what you want them to do. But the next biggest vulnerability comes from password reuse. A lot of passwords, admit it, you're probably using the same password on like 50 accounts. And once they get access to one password, they've got access to any other account where they can find your email in its database, or just try. They can say, here's the email and the password, let's give it a shot and try other websites that are very common, like Gmail, or maybe even bank accounts. The important thing that I think you all need to take away from this, when it comes to hacking, when it comes to some of the most notorious hacks in history, it's typically social engineering. And that means someone got on the phone and said, I work for the IT department and I need you to send me your router number and your username and password, and people do. That's usually how hackers get access. Not this crazy hacker breaking into a computer doing crazy ass code. That stuff exists. But the common breaches are just people getting tricked. So keep that in mind. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this really great XKCD comic about how to make a strong password. And I'll put the link in. It's really old, but it's really, really smart. So keep all of that in mind. and be wary of people who are trying to ask you questions about things that you might not understand. It might seem benign, but someone could ask you something as simple as, yeah, I just need the number off your Wi-Fi router to do some testing. Don't do it. Don't do it. When in doubt, call the company back through an official line. When in doubt, call your IT department back through an official line. So that's my story for the day. I just wanted to make something for you guys that I felt was very interesting. If you like videos like this, or if you like documentary, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.